All right, bye.
All right.
I'm going to be muting everyone just so you know as more people come. And it's going to be recorded too. So don't worry about all that when people are like, I can't get on, or because I want to see how many are coming on to, see if it's worth it to, invest in a bigger audience one. Just so y'all know, but so everybody knows they will be muted, so don't worry about the babies and all that. And also, I'm going to be sharing the screen, but in that Facebook event on the We Got This page, make sure that you're checking it out in there, and I'm going to be sharing that as well. But if maybe you're on the phone or you're not really watching what I'm doing, I'm trying to make it a little bit more interactive so you can see some visuals and think, so we can actually use the bonuses of the Zoom. But this is Beth Bandy. I am, or should be, or Triple Diamond upline, unless we have any visitors on. If you have questions along the way, you can go ahead and use the chat, but just please know I'm not going to be looking at it during the whole training. Also, I'll warn you a couple minutes towards the end, because otherwise it does black out. So I'll make sure I end it before then. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen because today I think it's that time. It's very important to talk about follow-up, why we do it, maybe why we don't do it, and make sure that you understand what to do and how to do it, because you guys, it's huge. It's so huge. It's really the reason why we're doing this, because so many of you are generating people and making friends. So we're going to speak about how to maximize that, but then also getting better at the art of follow-up beyond, of course, the scripted things that we offer, but thinking outside the box and making it a little bit more personable, especially when you're messaging someone and they are telling you they're interested. Because I know, being in the business now 4.5 years, it really is not personal to these people. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So the minute that you stop reminding them that you are their official rap girl, they're going to enroll with your friend that just started yesterday, and you're going to be like, are you kidding me? I've been following up with you forever. And then you look, and the last time you followed up with them was maybe like a month or two ago. You may have saved that because it's timing too. As well as, I know a lot of you are working the system, and that's awesome. You should be. But working the system, you still have to build a relationship. I cannot put every single thing in black and white. Unfortunately, that does not work. The system is about as black and white as you will get. Okay? And I'm also going to ask that you take notes, because I'm going to be hopping around a lot here, and I'm also going to show you some resources. Because I'm one person, the person you sponsored is one person, and the person who sponsored them is one person. So whoever your immediate upline leader is, they can help you and they can answer questions and whatnot, but we are doing you a disservice if we're not empowering you as to how to find the answers and to think about it and to give you the resources as to where to go and find them. And that's so important. And a lot of you are doing the follow-up, and maybe you're not getting responses because something is being missed. So that's the first thing we're going to check out here, okay? And that's why I asked a few questions in this event, just so I had a reference to go by, because the chat on the Zoom is kind of goofy when I do these things. But if we do max out, I think it's like 50 or something. This is the first time I've done it with the whole team, but if we do, and people are like, I can't get on, I am going to record it. And I'm also going to show you how I learned stuff, because I don't really go to anybody above me unless it's like complete emergency, because they're very busy. And the reason why I have done well over these past 4 years is because I've chose to learn a lot and help myself and look things up. Thus, some of these resources that I put together about a half an hour before this training, I Googled and did Google Images. So I'm going to show you guys a lot of these things. But first of all, I know we're talking about generation up here, but here's what you need to know. Okay, 79% of leads are never followed up with. Okay, why? And it's great because some people were very honest, and we all do it. We all have a couple people in our mind that we're like, they're gonna suck at this, or I just know she's so uppity and she always goes with this person, or maybe it's somebody we don't even know and we looked online and we've been watching them in the news feeds and we planted something in our head, like we're judging them. Okay, that right there, I want you to write this down. Number one, do not judge anyone. And I know this. A top income earner was like 130 out of 150 in her high school class. Jade Hooper. Everybody loves her and she rocks at this. And you know why she does? Because she doesn't judge anyone because she knows better. Because if somebody would have judged her resume, and she'll tell you, they would have never enrolled her and had that rock star on their team. But number two, you never know where somebody is in their life. We have all had breakdowns. We have all had a bad day. Maybe the last time they responded to you, they just broke up with their man or their check just bounced. And the last thing they wanted was some happy little follow-up from that rap lady again. So do not judge, because maybe everything was okay before then or they just didn't care. People do what they want to do, but you have to remember that. Okay, so see, I followed up with the ones who seem interested, but they don't respond. I messaged them several times, but I don't want to annoy them. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Why do you feel like you're annoying them? You really need to ask yourself that. Why? Is it because, what are you afraid of? If you are annoying them, don't you think they would say something or defriend you? I know I would if I thought it was creepy or weird. But you know what? They're not. So if they are not saying anything, or if they're not taking you off their friends list, it's you. You, for some reason, are getting down on yourself, and you're painting this picture that you're not the best rap girl ever, who has the best products ever, who can solve pretty much any problem somebody has to do with health and money. That is something that you have to own and focus on and keep focusing on, because we all have our bad days, but that's a mental pep talk that you need. And so at the end, I'm going to have a few solutions and things you can do to take ownership to get over these, because it's not going to go away. You know why it's not going to go away? Because the next statistic up there I'm going to tell you about. But annoying someone, that thought, no. Pre-qualifying them or judging them, no. It does not work, I promise you. I've enrolled people with awesome resumes and they suck at this because they can't get over themselves. People who don't care about anything and they just go for it and they're motivated, they do really well at this. Okay. Sidetracked. That's why she does it, but she gets sidetracked. That's a lot of times my issue. You have got to write them down. If you do not write them down, you are going to have a lot of people missed. Okay, so write them down, get rid of these thoughts, and here we go, rejection. Even though you know that they know they need it, the small percentage of them saying no, I'll have to check with my significant other, whatever, I don't have the money. Okay, that's discouraging, but you know what? If you didn't give me that answer, you're probably giving me what Allison had said about the annoying. You know why? Because something is going on again with your thought. Because we have to build your belief in yourself and your belief in the products, okay? That belief is what's going to just keep you going and not care what they think and get you realizing, because you know my attitude now. When I started, I was Bridget and I was Allison. I really was. But I saw the rap work enough, so I reached out to enough people to where, and then they saw me posting and stuff. And so that's why you have the system right now. But the system gets boring. You're going to be doing it and you're going to feel like you're not getting anywhere because you're going to avoid the follow-up. And if you avoid that follow-up and avoid that excitement and thinking bigger, it's not going to work. And that's why I always say it works when you work it. So the rejection and the feeling annoyed, we're going to remember that because I'm going to have some things that you can work on if that's you. And as far as the writing down, that is simply just holding yourself accountable for doing it. It's a simple problem to have. Okay, until I hear a firm no, that's good. Because if you are hearing no's, a lot of times you are not asking open-ended questions. And I'm seeing that a lot. And so I have, I created a file, of course, so you can reference it later, of examples of them, because I want you all thinking bigger. I can send you scripts all day long, but number one, you don't want to send them out because you feel stupid. And you know why you feel stupid? Because you haven't created that relationship. And that relationship, again, has to do with the follow-up and having fun with it. These people know you, and if you're not posting enough, of course they don't know you. You have to feel as though you're doing them a disservice if you don't keep following up. It's not about you. Remember, you have something that everyone wants. They either A, don't know they want it yet, or B, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So even to me, a no is still not a no. Because how mad do I get if I did get that, like, stay away from me, lady, and then like 4 months later, because somebody had something and her friend joined, all of a sudden she's posting about craps. And trust me, it's happened to me before. Maybe it wasn't meant to be, but her friend should thank me because I definitely made a good mark on that girl. Like, she saw it. And then you get bigger and it ends up being one of your team members anyway. And you're like, awesome. I just had that the other day. I was doing a three-way chat with Krista. She's on the line. Some girl named Rachel. I told Krista, I was like, this is awesome because maybe you can be that sphere of influence that to push her over the edge. Because I've been trying to, I've been following up, but it's one of those things where that's cool because then you're getting bigger, and it just, that's why it's so important. And you brand yourself. You're planting seeds over and over again. So the reason why you're not doing it, okay, all the time until a firm no. And as far as the no's go, you're going to get more no's when you first start, only because people are being haters. You don't need their headache anyway. If you are asking open-ended questions, it's somebody that's been watching you on Facebook, and they will come back later if they genuinely are inspired by your success. Because most of the people in my business now, just so you know, I'd say like 95% of them are people I did not know before I joined. Crazy, right? So you need to know that, because people that you do know, that's great. That's why I'm not like, go attack friends and family like all the time, blah, blah. They run out. And those are the only ones that get annoyed. The other ones are happy, like, oh, okay. Because they know. So you're making it personal with these friends and family. The other people, you're thinking they feel that way, and they don't. They're just respecting you because you're working your business. So that follow-up is huge. They tell me they can't afford it, or they don't respond back. Okay. I understand you can't afford it. I might have a solution for you. How much time do you spend online? I know I see you online all the time. There are ways to flip it and overcome objections, which is completely another training, but you need to know that you shouldn't be afraid of that. You should be excited if they come up with that, because we have solutions for everything. If they're going through a rough spot in their life, okay, understandable. Maybe it really isn't their time. That's okay. But again, the reason why we're not following up is either we forget because we don't have it written down and it slipped through the cracks, but that's a good thing because we're probably busy. Those are usually the people who are saying that. Or we're fearing rejection and we feel annoyed, like we're being annoying. You know why that is? Look at this. Look at these sales stats. This is insane. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 25% make a second. 12% make a 3. 10% make more than 3. 2% are made on the first contact. 3% on the second. 5 sales are made on the third. 10% are made on the fourth, and 80% are made on the 5th to 12th. Guess what? The person who enrolled me, and by the way, if she would have judged me and knew I was in corporate America, I worked my way up, even though I put on a show, I really wasn't happy. I was making 75 grand a year. She probably was thinking, yeah, but she would have thought if she would have prejudged me, which she didn't, thankfully. Actually, her husband was the one who did all the follow-ups, I guess, but another story. You got to do that to not prejudge. Switch with a team member and do it scriptedly. Try that one time. That's a good strategy, by the way. But oh my God, I blew her off. But you know what she said? I didn't even know what she had. I didn't know the product, nothing. But the message was, "Hi, Beth. It was good to see you at Meijer's the other day," because they did, which is like a Walmart, you know. You look wonderful. I just had to reach out because Derek and I are part of a business and we have an opportunity that we know you would be good at. Right away. Ding, 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 ding. I was like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Like, I didn't think people like them got into that because they're really nice and smart and they don't do stuff like that. I really thought that in my mind. I mean, especially being with corporate America, I was brainwashed to that's just what you do. But then she messaged again and I felt bad because I had opened the message and they knew I opened it. So I said, well, I don't know, like, I'll think about it. And then I didn't. And then I think a couple more times. I was at 5 times I was, because I even blew them off. I even scheduled a meeting and then didn't go. So again, only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. So write this down because I'm going to challenge you. Go through your hundreds list and the messages on your Facebook. Truly count how many times you've followed up so far with these people. And then if you have followed up, is it all the same exact stuff? And if it is all the same exact stuff, we're going to come up with some strategies to switch it up. I'm going to tell you how. Okay. So now that you know this, we've got to think bigger, because remember, you joined because you hate going to your job or you don't want to go to a job where you're answering to someone else and you have to leave your kids at home and pay for daycare anyway, right? Okay, so we're going to speak about new business and current business, okay? Because we're going to get creative here. Today I reached out to some of the people that I have on my charts that I know we need to get our volume up for promotions. And I said, hey, look, I know we've been working together. And I know you have a hundreds list. I know you have a ton of prospects, but they don't have the money. And we're kind of like, do they really not have the money? Like, how bad do you want this? Like, I'm ready to ignore you, lady. Like, seriously, they like us, like, just talking to them. Okay, the relationship's there. Great. So we said, let's do this. Let's send her a message and just say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and set up an online event. And I want you to add everybody to it. And you'll earn some free product, because while you're trying to while you're trying to wait for money so you can join us, let's have you host a party and earn some free product. I'm going to set up the event tonight. And I also reached out to all of my new team members and did the same thing. Guess what? Wow. Seriously, they all are like, awesome. So I've got about 10 events to set up. Jessica has about 10 events to set up, because we're not asking, we're basically telling them, like, why wouldn't you do it? Let's have some free. And then we're going to run online parties, okay? And then in those online parties, we are going to think bigger, promote the products, but also make sure we're talking about the new 90-day Get Sexy Slim Down Challenge that we got. It's a support group. And we're going to do that. But guess what else I'm going to do, and that I'm going to challenge you to do? Okay. So you need to know how to do an online party, because I know we have the team ones, which are great to plug in our newer people to, but let's get more personable now. Let's keep that relationship there, and let's figure out what we can do for them. You have a lot of people that don't have money, but they are intrigued and they want to try the products. Let's make an online party over the course of 5 days. The online party scripts are always floating around, okay? I'm doing you a disservice by just telling you, like, you can make your own online party. You do not need anybody else there. You do not. If you have a question in it, it's not like it's running live where you have to hop on, like, oh my gosh, you can go right to the team page and ask the question, or you can be resourceful and go to the product coach and copy and paste there. There's so many things. And after this training, I'm going to actually type up and put in the files section different places for resources, again, so that you can reference that. Well, I can put it in here, because you need to know that when we do these parties, they're going to have some friends kind of curious and asking questions. Then we have another reason to say, okay, well, this is awesome. You earned some free product. And in the meantime, you as the team member also made a lot of new friends. You know why? Because everybody interested in this event, you're going to make sure that you friend them. So if that person becomes your team member, great. Of course, that person can have that relationship and go through them, and it's still in your organization. But if they don't, you are the go-to person, and they hosted, boom. But even better yet, maybe they have tons of people that are going to join. Now you got leverage to say, look, you're getting a lot of sales. If you sign up right now, we can just call this your launch party. Do you have the money now? Boom. That is how we maximize these relationships, because people are out there and maybe they really just are never going to join you as a distributor. And maybe they just are loving the fact that they want money. Boom. So online events, more personalized, that run for 5 days. And friend all the people showing interest in that party. You're going to feel like you're doing the same thing over and over, but guess what else I use? It's a program called SynchShare. I can run like 25 parties at once, and they all post throughout the day. So now what's your excuse? That is going to help so much grow your hundreds list and also keep the relationships with people that you have, because you're helping them. You're not making them do anything, and they're helping you. So that's how we're going to grow volume that way. And we're also going to reach out to loyal customers and do the same thing. Current ones that are loving the products, and they're going to be able to share their results in that event too, or at least speak of it if they're afraid to put their picture on there or whatnot. Wow. Now we're starting to get volume. But guess what? You have a lot of new team members, and if you don't, it's going to happen by doing this, because they're constantly getting exposure to what we have more than the rest. That is going to maximize so many things with loyals and team members. And guess what? You might get, say you're running 10 parties, you might only get 2 loyal customers out of it. But we need to make different goals as well. Your hundreds list will become a 200s list, at least. You are going to get people that are interested, and you're going to be able to send a group message and create urgency. You're going to be able to think bigger as to how you can actually get these people interested or get their attention. That is thinking outside the box, because you're doing the system now and you're posting, and people might be watching you, but they're like, okay, whatever, lady, I know you like your job. This is taking it to a whole nother level, and they're still being exposed, they're learning, but then you're not annoying them or anything, because at this point, if you were annoying them, they just won't put anything in the event. You're going to get some people, you'll set the event up, no big deal, it's copy and paste. Let's be real, it really is not hard. It's not a live event. And then they'll never do it, but guess what? You have another reason to follow up with them. Hey, I set up that event. I know I told you yesterday, but you're probably busy. I see y'all on Facebook. All you need to do is add your friends. I know you really want to try the products because you told me that. Boom. Don't you want free products? You don't have to do anything else. They'll tell you, or and then you're going to get responses. You're doing something for them. So that's one very big thing that you can do. But I'm going to show you something else that you need to be doing. Those of you in the business longer than the 3 months and you've had loyal customers cancel, you need to make sure that you reach out to each and every one of them. And because they're still active, as long as they're not marked canceled in the system, that means the only thing canceled means, as far as in your mind, is they are no longer running an auto shipment in order to be a loyal customer. All it means is they fulfilled their 3-month commitment, or they paid that $50 fee. Most do the 3-month commitment. Boom, guess what? We have the cleanse, we have the system, we have the Sexy Slim 90-day challenge group that they can be a part of. We have so many different things that you can reach out to them about. Or maybe they are thinking of they probably don't even know that they get lifetime wholesale pricing, because maybe you didn't follow up because you felt like you were annoying them, because you were just deflated when they canceled to begin with. You could, all my customers are canceling. Well, you signed them up, you were excited, and they didn't want an auto shipment. That's it. That's all they didn't want. As your belief level grows higher, you're going to get better at talking to them about other products and about the benefits of the loyal customer program and the benefit of staying on that auto shipment and educating them and holding them accountable. But most of the time, you know why they're canceling? Because you're not following up, because you're fearing that they're going to ask you a question you don't know, and you're fearing the product's not working, or they're going to tell you some crazy, wacky thing. You have to follow up. And so here is a little organized thing that you can add to those binders that you're all making from the team page. necessary or active, even not on auto shipment. Okay, and I'm putting this in here so that I'm going to put some notes in the file section, but you guys, honestly, this is also going to be recorded just so you have something to go by and that you can give to your team members that are coming to you saying they don't have any business. Because you're going to go nuts as you get more and more. You're going to be like, what the heck? Well, you know what? I don't know what to do because you're not doing it. This will help. But you know what else is going to help? After I show you this file up file, you need to get on YouTube and you need to check some things out. And I'm going to put a couple people to go on their videos because you need to really hear from people that are really doing this and really doing well, besides even the ones that you've been exposed to, because there's so many people out there doing this and doing well with it. So many people like you, and you need to see that. And they give tips and different ideas for you to grow your belief level and think bigger. I did make this. These are examples of open-ended questions. I see so many follow-ups where you're just like, are you still interested? Well, I'm sorry, but it's my time of the month. Why is this stupid rap girl contacting me? Because my baby's crying. I'm in a fight with my man because he won't get her. And I'm trying to get out and go to work. So no, I'm not interested. Tomorrow, I'm like, oh, shoot. We're going to the Bahamas for spring break. I gotta call that rap girl. She told me it helps cellulite. Remember, it is not personal. So these open-ended questions help. At least then you learn something about what their needs are to begin with, because that no is going to take you from never going to them again. Okay, here's some scripts and messages in here. Look them over. Good ideas, different initiatives to where you're spicing it up. But even yet, here's what you guys need. You need to make sure that if you have those annoying feelings, I want you to do some trainings. Just look up, and I'm going to show you, like on YouTube. I'm going to do it right now. Let me just get out of this cookie. See, look, this is how I found the open-ended questions. And I purposefully did not make them related to the business, because I think sometimes when we do that all the time, in your mind, you're just looking for, well, where are they at? Like, we need to think bigger. We need to start coming up with your style. But guess what? Now, YouTube is so awesome. I'm going to have to YouTube how to get this recording from the Zoom uploaded on my YouTube, because I did before, I can't remember how I did it. It's how I learn everything. I even learned how to do the ice maker in my fridge that went out, and I went to Home Depot and just got it. I was like, I'm doing this. Power to the people. And that's what you got to do. So knowledge is power, and confidence is power. Right now, you're just not confident, but you know why? Because when we start to shut down and have those thoughts of being annoying and fearing rejection, your wins start to go away. Maybe you had some wins. Maybe you had a lot of wins. Maybe you have a team and you have loyal customers. And now you're feeling stuck. That's why. So you need a rebirth of mindset. And I know, because I've done it a million times in this business. That's why I'm always trying new things. And you'll see that about me. Because I don't just sit. And that's important this time of year, because you guys, like that 90-day challenge thing, that is nothing special. Like, yes, people are excited. We get to be part of it. We get to see everybody's results. It's all in one spot. But it's not hard to do. It's just an idea and a different spin on promoting becoming a loyal customer, or promoting joining us, or promoting your team members to be a product of the product and actually use them so that they get results. and that they get more excited so that they're not fearing rejection or feeling annoying because they're not even sure or they don't even know if this really works. They just want to make money. This is all helping because you know what? It's causing action, whether it be using the product, whether it be giving you a reason to do something new and be excited. That's what all this does. So, okay, I'm going to use Jade Hooper. Here's an example. Check this out. She's got like a lot of videos. A lot of them. Look at this. New distributor do's and don'ts. Getting first loyal customer, question and answer. Instagram training. How I grow my business. Write her name down. Getting started in your business. My little secret to enrolling distributors. Life posts. Loyal customer conversation, sealing the deal. Tips on getting loyal customers. She has so many. And this is just one person, okay? Because you know what, eventually you're gonna do this, and once you get those wins, and once you get better and better, all of a sudden you're gonna like start wanting to do your own videos and be like, I'm gonna start doing videos like Jade does. Check this out, Denise Walsh. Like this video, I'm gonna be putting it on my YouTube because then as you grow and then you have a team, you're able to grow your team, but then you're able to teach them to be resourceful as well because you know
Come here.
It's huge. So look.
What's the matter, Alice?
Brandon, they have a ton of stuff.
Jack's asleep.
They have a ton, and check this out. They do a ton of stuff online. They do a lot of lead generation because he was some sort of like computer guru and still is. So they're brilliant with that. So they have a lot of good information, and she does a ton of videos. Compensation plan. So you're going to see different people and different styles all doing this and getting awesome results because they're putting their spin on it and at the end of the day, making it happen. And that is why, yes, I can train you and put black and white things and give you scripts all day long, but learning how to then think bigger and add to it is so key. And right now, a lot of you have your hundreds list, you have people and you're like, okay, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. So the best actions are you need to ramp yourself up, get motivated, and flip it on them. I'm going to help you get some free product. I'm setting them up right now because I'm committed to getting as many people with this wrap on as possible. Here's what you need to do for me, and that's it. Then you can sit back and watch. I'm going to set up an event right now. You don't ask them. You're just going to do it. And then you're going to also conquer a fear because the online parties really are not a big deal at all, especially when they're not live and you don't even get that like, oh no, you're just posting in there and it's a siphoned way. So people see it more because remember, people only see 6 to 10% of your posts through your news feed. So it's another way to reach a lot of people. And in the files section, there is a loyal customer tracker. It is in Excel format, so if you don't have Excel on your computer or your phone, you probably can't open it. But it is wonderful because it helps you. So I want you to take a look at it. But I am going to end the training now. If you have any other questions, please ask them in the event. And check out the files section because there are a ton of different things and scripts and ideas for you to look outside the box and do them. But here it is, and notice the follow-up is monthly, even if they're not on auto shipment. Huge. All right, you guys, Thanks for attending, and this will be recorded when I can figure it out here after this. Take care.